Hey everybody, it's Abby. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new. Today is going to be a little bit long, so get a snack or some coffee or tea or whatever you like. A LaCroix maybe. And basically what I'm going to do today is recap January and February's purchase videos, like my no-buy update things. They weren't really no-buys because I bought a lot of stuff. So I try every 2 months or so to go back and update on what I bought. So this is going to be a long one from January's and February's combined. And then I'm going to film my one for April, so then in 2 months I'll have, actually maybe at the end of April, I don't know, we'll see if I've tested out the stuff, but anyways. I made a list of everything that I put in there so I don't forget anything. And some of this might have been included in my Christmas haul, but I'm not sure, so you might be hearing about some stuff again. Is it too bright? I don't know. The sun's actually out today when I'm filming, which is odd. Also, let me know what you think about that background, if you like it a little better than the teddy bears, or if you even noticed it. And food back there, need snacks, you know. So the first two things I got were these. It was a set from Ulta, the Royal Techniques brushes. I have the crease prep brush and the defining crease brush. So crease prep brush is a wide, kind of round, but also slanted brush. It's really similar to their this deluxe crease brush, except it's a little narrower and it's slanted, whereas the other one is not. The thing I really use this one for is if I'm using a cream product like this, the Milani Shadow Eyes or something like that, and I'm just going to blend it out over a large area of my eyelid. If I'm putting it over a smaller area, then I'll use a smaller brush, of course, but this one is great for that. It's also great for the one shadow look. I do that quite often with a medium tone shimmery shadow, like a taupe or something, and I'll just blend it all over my lid with this. And then this, I never remember what this is called, the defining crease brush. It's a really pointy blending brush, so I use this one mainly for if I do like a halo eye or something, and it can go right in the inner corner and blend out there because other blending brushes are too big. So I definitely recommend those if you need them for any of the purposes that I talked about. And the next thing that I got was the BH Cosmetics liquid lipstick in the shade Clara. I mentioned this in depth. There's an eyelash on that. But I mentioned this in depth in my, I forgot the nude mauve, pinky mauve lipsticks video. I'll link it below if I remember. But this one is basically a dupe for Kat Von D's Lolita. So it is that nude mauve kind of color. It's going to look a little bit different depending on your skin tone. Like on me it looks kind of dark, but on someone else who has maybe medium or deep skin it'll look more nude. I really like this. The only thing I wish that I hadn't bought it, because right after I bought this, and I think there was a couple other things in here that I bought before I decided to not use brands that weren't approved by Logical Harmony, and BH Cosmetics is not, which stinks. So, but I mean, if you're not concerned about that, like, they are cruelty free, but I just would prefer if they were approved by Logical Harmony. But if you're just cruelty free, you know, then the BH Cosmetics is a great brand to check out. And this one lasts, dare I say, longer than the Kat Von D and Jeffree Star liquid lipsticks. So if you're looking for something that's super long wearing and reasonably affordable, this is less than $10, like $8 or $9 I think. So I would check that out. Then the one that I also mentioned in that video was the Anastasia matte lipstick in the shade Latte. I love this lipstick. It really reminds me of the Maybelline Creamy Matte, I think those are called, something lipsticks, but they were in like that matte packaging, and they had the one that was like, well, pretty much the same color as this, the Spice, Touch of Spice, something like that. This really reminds me of it, and the formula is so good. This lasts a long time too. It's kind of similar to that lipstick, which I made a whole video about me having like 10 of the same color. I almost bought these like a couple months ago. They were on sale at on Anastasia's website for like super cheap, like $10 or something or less. So yeah, but I resisted it because the shipping would have made it not worth it. If you hear any sounds, Jerry's in here again. The last two nights he has snuck into my room. Like, I would see him in the hallway and I'm like, okay, good, he's not in the room, I can shut the door and go to sleep, and he somehow snuck in and woke me up at like 2, 3 in the morning wanting to be let out. So yeah, sneaky booger, but he's more well behaved than my other cat who likes to lick plastic bags. Then this, I think this is the last one, I swear. The one, I mentioned that in the video also, but it was the Kat Von D Bow and Arrow liquid lipstick. So I've seen this on quite a few people, like Jay Kissa and, what's her name? Jessica Hayes. Why can't I remember that? But I really like this one. It is a nice warm toned, lighter nude. It gets lighter than the other ones. But it goes with a lot of different eye looks, so I really like this one. And I'm glad I got the full size because all my other Kat Von D lipsticks are in the mini size, but this one, I will probably use this a lot. And then I think those last two things were from Sephora, and this was the last thing I got from Sephora. It was the Kat Von D perfume in Saint. So I just got the mini size. I never buy the full size perfumes because I just, with my allergies and things, I can't use the same perfume for too long or else it just starts irritating me. So I use a mini size and I'll alternate between them so I don't get like tired of them. So I alternate between this and some of the Pacifica ones, which are not as strong, so it doesn't bother my nose. And I like Saint more than Center. Center's a little bit too deep for me. And then now a couple things that I got from Ulta. Oh, Gary. He's trying to jump in my lap, but I'm not gonna let him. I have like makeup all over the desk, so he's gonna knock it off. But this is the Pacifica lip balm in Persian Cherry. So I've used this a few times. It's okay. Cherry is not my favorite. Actually, yeah, I was sitting here thinking like, why did I buy it then if I don't like cherry? But I meant to get the mango one, but this one looks really similar. So actually, I'm gonna have the mango one later on in the list, but they look pretty similar. So I think I accidentally grabbed the wrong one. But I will still use it. Right now I'm using the Kale one. So once this is used up, I'll move on to a different one. My favorite lip balm though is the Hurrah, so I probably won't repurchase these Pacifica ones. I'll go back to Hurrah. Because I think there's a health food store near me that sells them, so I don't have to order online. And then a staple in my makeup routine is these Pacifica Cactus Water wipes that are upside down. I really like these. They do really well with eye makeup. A couple of the other Pacifica wipes that I've tried don't do as well with eye makeup as I would like them to, so these are really nice. I've heard people though say that the Cactus formula, because they have it in the wipes and the micellar water, and some people say it breaks them out. I haven't found that. I've actually, like one time this broke me out because I did my makeup like 2 or 3 times in one day just to test products, and I used this a lot and it did not do well. But if I just use it every day and then go over it with another micellar water, then it's fine. And these aren't the exact ones, but I got the Pacifica Cherry Kisses Hydrating Lipstick Wipes. So I have a few left in this one, then I'll start the other one. I really hope they don't discontinue these from Pacifica itself because they were on clearance at Ulta and Ulta doesn't carry them anymore. So I hope that Pacifica keeps making them because these are absolutely amazing, especially if you use a liquid lipsticks a lot, or like lip stains, or if you're a YouTuber and you do like lip swatches for whatever reason. Also, or if you swatch like I have today, liquid lipsticks, this takes them off amazingly. And I prefer these for my lips to like regular makeup wipes because they don't taste like nasty chemicals. They kind of, I mean, they just have that cherry scent and that's it. A little more natural than your conventional makeup wipes. I'm gonna have to open the blinds because he's gonna tear them down. He wanted to watch the birds, I guess. The next thing was the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation. In my declutter, I was going to declutter this and return it to Ulta, but then I was like, nah, they're just going to throw it away. It's not that bad of a product. And the only thing why I was going to declutter it anyways is because NYX is owned by a parent company, and like I said, I've changed my my qualifications, I guess, for makeup that I buy. I don't use brands now that are owned by a parent company, but I think this one will be used up pretty quick. It's a decent product. It's not horrible by any means, so I'm just going to use it up and be done with it. But it is really thin. I have to use like because they make it sound like 2 or 3 drops will cover your whole face, which is like impossible. So I use like maybe 3 to 4 on like each third of my face. So like this half, and then my forehead, and it works fine. Only thing with this is it kind of, if you have a lot of dry patches, it will cling to them, but other than that, it's fine. And I would use that on like a lower coverage day too. And then from that also, in the same, this is in the same boat as the next one, is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. I've actually had this before and I used it up. I liked it. So this one is a really good product. The only thing, I didn't remember this when the first time I got it, but it smells like paint-ish, kind of, you know, like that, like the Kat Von D foundation or the Wet n Wild foundation smell like paint. This one does too, so I feel like it just irritates my eyes slightly, so I have to be careful when I put it under my under eye area. But other than that, it stays on great. It doesn't crease on me. I mean, well, everything creases just a little bit, but not as bad as some other ones that I've tried, which I'll actually talk about later. But, or in the other video of the recent haul stuff. So, yeah, I mean, I like this. There's not that much product in it. Actually, there's more product in this, or there's more product in the Wet n Wild, the Photo Focus Concealer. So this Wet n Wild one has 0.29 ounces, and the Urban Decay one has 0.16. So it's like almost double the product in the Wet n Wild versus this one. So, which doesn't seem like it's possible, but it is. And then speaking of the Wet n Wild foundation, I think this is where I tried this first. I absolutely love this foundation. It is amazing. It lasts for at least 12 hours, if not longer. And it's just great. I found my shade in the first try, which is like amazing. It's also amazing that drugstore foundation range has a shade light enough for me. Most of them are going to be like too orange or too dark. So I'm really impressed with Wet n Wild. They also have a great range going from like to the deeper end of the spectrum. And just what I've seen, like when I see this in stores, is that most stores don't carry the full spectrum. They only carry like the first half of the lighter shades, which is really crazy to me. But I guess, I don't know, I live in an area, like I live in Kentucky, so it's not like a highly populated of the deeper skin tone African American people of color. You know, there's just not that many people around here. So if you live in a bigger area, like, you know, like a more urban area, or, you know, with a bigger population of people, then they probably will have the deeper shades, I would think, hopefully. But the place that I've seen the most selection of this, especially of like all the Wet n Wild products in general, is Meijer. So if you're interested in those, go to Meijer. Because like I went to Walgreens, I think that's where I bought that actually, was Walgreens, and they only had like 10 shades, like the first lightest ones, which stinks. But you can also order online too, Wet n Wild's website or on Ulta. And at the same time that I bought that, I got the Wet n Wild makeup sticks. I got the concealer one and the contour one. I'm not sure how I feel about these. This is my first venture in a long time into cream products like this. This concealer, why is it all the way twisted up? It's weird. But this one, it just doesn't blend well underneath my eyes. It's a little thick. I've found that the best way to blend it out is with a sponge. I've tried it with a brush, it doesn't really do much. But if you're using a sponge for your foundation anyways, I would maybe try this. I've heard a lot of people that actually like it, which I'm surprised that even this is light enough for me, because they have a really short shade range of these, which kind of stinks. And I saw Nima Tang's video on Wet n Wild, and she had to use the contour shades as a concealer, which is like ridiculous. So I wish Wet n Wild would expand these, because I think it's a great idea. And if you want to get into cream products but you don't want to splurge on like Anastasia or whoever else makes the cream stick products like that, then Wet n Wild would be a great option. But if, you know, they need more shades. But this one, the contour one, is more of a cream to powder, but it's kind of difficult to blend, I think, for me at least. I don't know. And then once I blend it, it kind of goes away. So I'll just have to keep playing with it to see how the best way to apply it is. Alright, now we're into February. Finally, that was all that I bought in January. So I have more Wet n Wild stuff. Actually, there's some now and then some later, so I bought a lot of Wet n Wild in the past in January and February. Maybe there's not lipstick on my teeth. I don't think there is. But this is not doing any favors as far as making my teeth look white. So this is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Setting Spray. I've gone through a couple of these already. I really like it. I use it to foil shadows and to set my makeup. It's nice. I would definitely recommend it. It's on the cheaper end. Only thing is, some people say that it's not that good because it has alcohol, but I think most setting sprays have alcohol in them, so I don't know. I just don't see any detriment to using this. It helps to settle down the powders and make it look more natural. Then I got the Wet n Wild Stick Highlighter in the shade When the Nude Strikes. Oh, I didn't mention. Go back. So in the concealer, I got the shade Follow Your Bisque, and then in the contour, I got Oaks on You, the lightest 2 shades. But this highlighter is in the shade When the Nude Strikes. This is fantastic. If you've seen any pictures of me on Instagram or any videos where you're like, wow, what is that highlighter? It's this. Let me get it open. So I swatched it right here. I absolutely love it. It's you gotta work quickly with it to get it to blend out, but this is amazing. I really like it, and it's not glittery. Like the highlighter I have on today is glittery, but this one is not glittery at all. It just looks like a sheen, like a wet, you know, I don't know what to call it, but I really like it. And if I'm going to use up any of these products, I'm probably going to use this one up. This one is amazing. And they have a lot of other shades as well. I think that there's only one of the highlighter sticks that's not vegan. I could be wrong. I wish that the blush ones were vegan, but none of them are, so oh well. Also another highlighter was the Wet n Wild Hello Halo in the shade Halo Graphics. This is the lightest one of this, and this one is a liquid. This one is also a fabulous highlighter. I was really scared of that like holographic, well, fake holographic makeup trend. I thought it was just going to be dumb, but like this one, so this was that stick one and this is the other one. Like it's absolutely amazing. It shifts from white to pink, and I really like this with the Kat Von D Thunderstruck eyeshadow over top because that one has kind of the same flash, so it really makes it intense. So if you get anything from Wet n Wild, I would recommend those highlighters. If Wet n Wild does one thing good, it's highlighters and the foundation. And then, as you probably know, Wet n Wild reformulated their eyeshadows, or at least repackaged them. I think they reformulated them too. But I got the Comfort Zone palette. This was the only 10-pan one that was vegan, so I picked it up. They have a couple of the smaller ones that are vegan too, but those were just like kind of what I already had, like neutrals. So this one is really great. I have a couple tutorials or like get ready with me's using it, and I've used almost every shade in it. I think the only thing that I kind of have a problem with is this. I've tried this darkest shade right here and it has fallout like bad, but other than that it's pretty good. So just be careful with the darkest shade if you get it. And then from Target, Sonia Kashuk redid their brush line, so I picked up this blending brush. It is awesome. It's really soft. It really picks up product well, blends it. I use this for like my crease color and like sometimes I'll do the transition and crease color all with the same thing. So let me show you the old. So this is the old blending brush. And that's the new one. So they're both okay. I use this one now mainly for highlighter, like face highlighter, but I also use it for transition colors too, it just depends. But I really like that brush. And then I wanted to try a mascara from e.l.f. and I got the Eye Enhancing Mascara. I have not tried this yet because I'm still going through older mascaras before I try this one, so you'll probably see this in like an empties at some point. Then I got an e.l.f. sheet mask, or not an e.l.f. sheet mask, what am I talking about? Pacifica sheet mask that I haven't tried yet, so when I do it I'll mention that in my next empties. And then I got the Yes to Carrots mud mask. I don't have one with me. It's the only thing I think I didn't bring with me, but I've showed it in my last empties and I think the one before, so check that out if you're interested in it. I like the mask, so I'll probably repurchase it once I run out. placed an order on Derma E, and I got the Scalp Relief shampoo and conditioner. I'm trying to hold them up too long because anyone else really hate that shampoos and conditioners like hold water in the thing, and when you try to like travel with it or move it somewhere else, water gets everywhere. So trying not to do that. I tried to like empty it out, but anyways, so these are really amazing. They really helped my hair. Like, I'm not just saying that they and my scalp still gets a little bit itchy, but not nearly as bad as before I started using them. And I mean, even with Head and Shoulders, when I used that, it didn't help 100%. So yeah, I really like that, and it helps to make my hair more manageable and not so, like, it kind of balanced it out because it was like really greasy on top and then really dry on the ends, but it kind of balanced it out. So definitely recommend those if you're looking for a shampoo for like itchy scalp, dandruff, that kind of thing. I mentioned those in my winter must-haves, so I'll link that below too. And this one also that I mentioned in that video, the Derma E Vitamin E Cream. If you have like severely dry skin or even moderately dry skin, you need this. Like, this is the only moisturizer that you need. I absolutely love this. I would probably buy stock in Derma E if I could. This stuff is amazing. I don't know how I haven't heard of it before, but I heard Rihanna HY talking about it. Like, if you have dry skin, you need this. I'm like, okay, I need it. So I bought it, and it's just awesome. So I put it on my face, and like I put it on my face before I go to bed. I don't use it during the day because I feel like it's a tad too heavy. It's okay during the day if you don't use too much, but I use too much, so I can't control myself. And so I just use this at night. It helps my face to be not so dry during the day, and my makeup goes on a little bit better just because I don't have the flakes everywhere. Put it on my hands after I've been working, or if I wash my hands a lot. I've even put it on my feet because my feet, like, I neglected them for months during the winter. It just, I don't know why. And I scrubbed them with my, I think I had the Yes To coconut scrub, and then I scrubbed them, and then I put this on. Yeah, revolutionized my feet. This changed my face, my hands, everything. If you've got itchy skin, like on your arms or, you know, whatever, this is amazing. And you only need just a little bit too. It's not like a regular lotion where you need like a handful. I don't want to turn it up too far because you'll... There you go. Now it's kind of focusing on it. It's just like a white, creamy type of thing, but I love this so much. I don't want to run out, but I also don't feel like I'm going to need a backup anytime soon because it lasts for a long time. So the next thing I got was this Everyone soap, and this is a 3-in-1 shampoo, body wash, and bubble bath. I was at Whole Foods and I saw this. I was smelling the other ones, like the scented ones they have, and I didn't really like any of them. They kind of seemed like a weird combination to me, I don't know. But this one doesn't have a fragrance to it, it just smells like aloe. So if you were looking for a gentle, like unscented, like body wash type of thing, I would definitely suggest this. Or if you're one of those people who likes to streamline your routine and use like combination products, then I would check out that one. And then I forgot about this one just now, I don't know why, but it's the e.l.f. crease brush. So this is a blending brush, but it's a little smaller than my other ones. So let me show you the other two that I've talked about in this video. So here is the Real Techniques one, the skinny Real Techniques one, and this one is the Sonia Kashuk one. So I'll show you how small it is in comparison. Like, it's not as pointy as the Real Techniques one, and it's also not as fluffy as the Sonia Kashuk one. So I think it's great for if you're doing like, this one is great for if you're putting like a color on, like right on the outside of your shadow, or if you're just trying to blend like a smaller spot but don't want something that's quite this small. It's a great one. It was only a couple dollars, so I definitely suggest it. Actually, I feel like e.l.f. hasn't had a blending brush before. Like, it could be just me, I don't know. The next thing I got was the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Press Powder, and I got the lightest one, I think Warm Light or something it was called. I actually decluttered that one because it doesn't work. Like, it's a baked type product, but there's no product that comes off. Like, even if I scrape it, I'll, like, you know, some e.l.f. products you'll have to scrape the top to get the product to come out. That one, the Wet n Wild one, I tried that and it didn't work, and I like take my brush and scrape it and it didn't do anything. So I just got rid of it. And then the Wet n Wild Color Icon Bronzer in the shade Ticket to Brazil. I think I've talked about this, or I've like mentioned this on Instagram a few times, and I have called it Take Me to Brazil. Is there something that's called Take Me to Brazil? I think that is it the VH Cosmetics palette, Take Me to Brazil. This one is Ticket to Brazil, and this is a nice lightish bronzer. I'm wearing it today. I don't know if you're going to be able to tell like on camera because of the light. I've turned it down, but it's still kind of bright. But I really like this one. It's not too difficult to use, and it's not too strong, so I can, you know, do my pale skin with it. And there's going to be a lot of Wet n Wild stuff coming up, so this is the Wet n Wild Pout and Roll Lip Balm. So it's just a purple, like tinted balm kind of thing. So I put it right there. I had one that was pink that actually somebody sent to me, my friend Amy on here. But that one, I liked it, but I wanted one that was purple because I had a tinted lip balm from Fresh before, and it was kind of purple berry-ish, so I wanted to try this one, and I really like it. It's good for like a lighter makeup day where you don't really want something too dark on, and this one's really easy to apply, or to reapply throughout the day. And this is the Wet n Wild Pro Line Felt Tip Eyeliner in black. I'm actually wearing it today. I don't know if you're going to be able to see much of it. I actually think I did a pretty good job today. Usually I screw it up. But this one is really nice. The only thing about it though is it's kind of weird to remove. Like it kind of does like the watercolor thing where it like kind of, it doesn't like get removed by the makeup remover. It just like melts and gets all over the place, but then once you go back over it, it's fine. It's weird. But there is the tip on it. It's not the thinnest one that I've seen, but it's not the worst either. We have the Wet n Wild Face Primer. This one is decent. Like, it's about average primer for me. I really like the e.l.f. Hydrating Primer, which is also kind of silicone-y. But this one is, I don't remember exactly. I should put some on because it's been a little bit since I've used it. Okay, so this one is not silicone at all. Like, I'm reading the ingredients, there's no like no methicone. No, there is no methicone in it. But like, I don't feel, you know how like those silicone primers are like really slippery? This one is not. Like, I mean, it is a tiny, tiny bit once you really get it blended out, but it's not bad. Like the, you know what I'm talking about, those primers that are like so really slippery. This one is fine. I don't know if I'd repurchase it or not. I might try a couple different ones because I don't know. Or I'll just go back to the e.l.f. one. Might fix what isn't broken, you know. And I also got the Wet n Wild Shadow Primer. This one is really good. It's really on par with the Milani one, which is like my absolute favorite. So I'm going to do a video at some point about comparing these. Maybe it's going to be next Wednesday's video. I don't know when it's going to be, but that'll probably take a while because with both of these, it lasts for a long time, so I want to put my makeup on early in the morning and then like wait till late at night to see which one creases first. But this one is great. It's more affordable than the Milani one, and there is a lot of product in it. Like, let's see. So the Milani one has 0.30 fluid ounces, and the Wet n Wild one has 0.34 fluid ounces. So there's more in the Wet n Wild one for less money, you know. The thing is, the Wet n Wild one is a little bit thinner, whereas the Milani one is like a little more thick and more tinted, but other than that, I mean, they do the same thing. They both set down kind of matte, and they're easy to blend shadows over top of. Oh, by the way, most of this Wet n Wild stuff I used in my full face of Wet n Wild video, so I'll try to link that below if I remember to do that too. This is the Mellow Wine Blush. So I had this a while back before they reformulated it, and I didn't really like it then. I guess it was a long time ago, so I wasn't really like that comfortable with makeup, and especially bold products like this. I swatched it like here. So this one I have to be careful. I can't just like scrape my brush into it and expect to apply it. I just like barely tap my brush in, and then I'll go in like one more time if it's not dark enough. But This is a great one. I think it would be pretty universal, like with different skin tones and like undertones and things. Then I got a couple concealers. I mentioned this one earlier when I talked about the Urban Decay one, but this is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. So this one is really nice. If you can find your shade in this, then I would buy it. Like it's pretty good. So there is the doe foot on it. It's pretty full coverage. I have the shade Light Ivory, and I can use this under my eyes and on blemishes. So if you're any like my shade or lighter, it might be too dark. But if you are like a little bit darker than me, this is going to be a good highlighter shade. I just don't think these go up to deep colors. They should, like you would think that they would have concealers to match the darkest foundation, but you know, I just hope Wet n Wild continues that trend because they did so good with the foundation, and then all of a sudden, like they come out with these concealers and things that don't have that good of a range at all. Speaking of that, I have the Illuminati Highlighting Concealing Pen. This one, I don't know why I bought this. I knew I wouldn't like it, but I heard Rianne HY talking about it, so I was like, I have to get it. This one, I've used this like maybe 3 or 4 times, and the product is almost all gone. It's so messy, and it just creases under my eyes. It doesn't do that well, so I'm not a fan of this one. I'm surprised that this one has my shade also, and they don't have very deep of shades in this one either. Like, I think the shades that they have look pretty similar. So, you know, if you're lighter and you don't have a problem with your concealer creasing, then maybe, I don't know. Then also from Wet n Wild, I got these lipsticks. So I have the shade Never Nude and In the Flesh. So these are this original Mega Last lipsticks. I think they're called Mega Last. Doesn't say. But I had these quite a while back, not these colors, but different ones. And they were so stiff and dry that they were hard to apply. And they lasted a long time, sure, but they were just like kind of skipped on your lips and they were difficult to apply. But these, I'm pretty sure that they've reformulated them because these are really creamy. I mean, they're not like so creamy like a cream product, you know, but I don't know, they're just kind of in between a cream and a matte, and they really stay on pretty well. I've actually used these a couple times in videos, but I will swatch them. And you can probably tell what kind of lipsticks that I gravitate towards, because these kind of look similar to the other ones. So I got those right here. So this shade is Never Nude, and this one is In the Flesh. In the Flesh is a little more pinky than I like it, so what I usually do when I wear these, I will mix them together, and it makes a better shade for me, or I'll just wear Never Nude by itself. Then I got a couple brushes. I got the Wet n Wild Powder Brush, which, it's okay. I mainly use this for, I think I might have mentioned this in a couple videos, but I have a shade in my e.l.f. contour palette that is a little weird to use under my eyes, but it's also kind of like my skin tone. So what I'll do is I'll take that underneath of my bronzer and contour and everything and just kind of clean it up a little bit, and that's what I'll use this one for. Or I will use this to set my primer. If I want my foundation to be matte for longer, I'll just put on primer and then take a loose powder and set it, and I'll use this brush. But other than that, I don't know what else I'd use this brush for. Like, it's kind of a little big for blush. The thing about Wet n Wild brushes though is that they are like too soft, and so like the Real Techniques brushes are synthetic, but they hold product because they made the bristles, I guess, a little more porous, whereas these Wet n Wild ones are just like really soft and they don't hold onto product very well. Then I got the bit liner brush that I'll admit that I have not used yet, so maybe I'll try to use it in a tutorial or get right with me at some point. Almost done. So then I got the Pacifica Mango Lip Balm, one that I intended to buy when I got the cherry one. And I don't like the scent of it. It doesn't really smell like mangoes to me, so I'm kind of bummed about that, but I'll still use it though. And then I think that this last trip that was in that haul, I was visiting family and I ran out of dry shampoo, so I had to run and get some from Ulta. This is the Dry Bar Detox Dry Shampoo. This is one that I already had, but I have I bought one of the big ones, and then I bought a mini, and then they gave me a free mini for like, I think if you spend over $30 or something on Dry Bar, you get a free mini. But, so I got a full size and 2 more minis, and I really like this dry shampoo. It's probably the best that I've ever used. However, it is really powerful, so you need to be like super careful when you use it, or else your hair is just gonna turn white. Yeah, I mean, the bottle has lasted for a long time just because of that. You don't need much at all. And with other dry shampoos, they don't last as long. So other dry shampoos, they don't last as long in my hair. So what I'll do with that one is the next day after I wash my hair, it's kind of slippery and it looks greasy, but it's not because it's clean. But I will spray a little bit of that in there, and then I don't need to use it again until the next time that I shower. So like, I'll wash my hair every 2 or 3 days, so it lasts for that long. I don't need to reapply it. I mean, sometimes I might if I get like hot or something, but you know, it's amazing basically, but it's super expensive, so I would only get it when it's on sale or like during the VIB sale at Sephora or something. And then the last two things are these Pacifica Sun and Lip Care lip balms. So I got both shades. They have it in the shade Nude and Peach, so I will swatch them. It's kind of getting hard to see because they are just tinted lip balms. And these don't smell or taste like SPF like some SPF lip balms do. They smell like brown sugar. And they are a little bit gritty, but once you like use them a little bit, they kind of smoothen out. So where did I put it? Right here is the Nude, and this one is Peach. But I can't really tell that big of a difference like on my lips because my lips are pigmented anyways. So you know, it's nice to have an SPF product because like I was talking earlier about that Fresh lip balm that I had. That one had SPF in it, and I didn't have any other SPF products. That one, like, I probably would still have it, but it totally melted and just got destroyed when I brought it to Florida. So I don't know how people who live in Florida deal with that, but yeah, hopefully these won't do that. And oh, I had one last time I went to Florida. I had one and I think I lost it because I brought it to the beach with me. I don't know if it's probably still on the beach or if it's like in somebody else's bag. I don't know. Hopefully it's not still on the beach though, because I would feel bad because it's littering. I totally lost it. Anyways, that is it for this video. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions about these products, about these bajillion and a half products. And stay tuned for the next haul video that I'm going to post. I have kind of abandoned my nobody for right now. I did really good, spoiler alert, from my March update, but I did really good in March. The only thing that I got was a beauty box subscription, so I didn't actually like buy anything besides that. So I'm hoping to do that again in May. There's a couple things that I want to get in the next VIB sale at Sephora, because I think that sale starts the same day that Kat Von D's brow products launch, so I'm hoping to try to get some of those. Hopefully they'll be included in the sale. But anyways, thanks so much for watching. If you're not already, please subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. Let me know what you want to see next, and I will see you then. Bye.